another one.
How to find a job with a test-driven development culture. So how can I find a job at a company with a TDD culture? Yes, it's possible to do TDD on my own, regardless of what others are doing. But I found that doing it within a company that doesn't practice it can feel very, very isolating. Oh, I'm sorry. Aww. Not to mention, such companies may insist upon.
Oh, it's only money.
What? Hold up. Shout out to my guy, my Safai, with the $10 super chat. What a way to stop the show. I'm going to read it after this question, but I appreciate you so much, my Safai.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's see. Let's continue. Let's not get too excited, right? Let's not get excited. You know, it's only money at the end of the day, right?
Money.
I'm just messing around. All right, let's continue. So, I've been doing. All right, so. Not to mention, such companies may insist upon a big design upfront, which can stifle some of the benefits of TDD, such as a simpler and higher quality design that may not be obvious upfront, but become more apparent in response to frequent feedback that TDD provides. Asking for input here because I fear such companies are rare. Here's hoping that I am wrong. All right, that is a great question, right? But it's also a heartbreaking question. Because I love TDD, right? Let's get it started. So I have a couple of approaches to this question. So the first approach I have to this question is you can be the catalyst to start introducing and building the test-driven development culture at your company. It is very, very rare that you're going to find a company that practices test-driven development. Why is that? Because people are under the assumption and the illusion that you go slower with test-driven development, that it is not like that it slows you down. But guess what? You know what slows you down? This is what slows you down. When you get into 6 months into your application, and it is a bunch of spaghetti code. Things are all over the place. You're writing your unit test you write your unit test to make sure that your code passes instead of writing your code to pass the unit test, right? So it is a bit challenging because a lot of companies have not adopted the test-driven development mindset. But if you do it at your company, and although you might feel isolated, well, you know what? You know what's going to help you not feel isolated? Advocacy. Because whenever a new movement starts, it starts with about one or two people. It starts with one person to come up with the idea, and then they have to recruit somebody. So if you start doing test-driven development and you show why it's beneficial to your company, to your team, to your code, and how it's actually faster than slower, then you can get one person on board. You can get another person on board. And then you can get on board your car's friend outside who just started his car, his V8 engine. Actually, no, it might not be the V8 engine because it didn't have the loud room. So I take that back. It is not your car's friend. It's just some other random person. Never mind. It's not your car. Stand down. It's not your friend, right? So what I was saying was, you can be the person that turns your company into a test-driven development culture. It is not an easy task, but it is a noble and fruitful task. Okay. Now, the other thing is about insist on big design upfront, which can stifle some of the benefits of TDD. I think that having a good design architecture is necessary. Not actually implementing, but knowing, okay, what tools we're going to be using, what service, having our diagram and stuff mapped out. And now, as you start to build it, using test-driven development, because the test-driven development is making sure that your application continues to work. You write your test, and you write your code to make your test pass. But that should not mean that we're just going to do it Wild Wild West. test-driven development does not mean Wild Wild West, because guess what? The same way that there's clean code that which advocates for test-driven development, there's also clean architecture. You need to have the design meetings about the architecture that you're going to be following, right? So although you get frequent feedback in test-driven development, you also need to know the direction that you're going in. Would you build a house without an architect laying like giving you the blueprint? Your architecture is your blueprint. You can't just start coding and then hopefully things go well. You need to have a goal, a direction that you're working to. And I think that as a developer, if your mindset is that, oh, I just want to write tests and then write code to make the test pass, then you are missing the key points, the key aspects of test-driven development. You need to know, because guess what? Test-driven development fits inside of the Scrum. It fits inside of Scrum of Agile. It fits inside of having clean architecture. It fits inside all the other of GitHub and pull requests and all of that type of stuff, right? It is a tool that fits in the larger framework in the larger architecture. You're not just going to start to digging and laying cement without surveying the land, without laying the digging down, laying the foundation, all that type of stuff, right? You're not going to do that. So the same way, people need to stop approaching software development, tech and stuff like it's different than anything else. There's foundations in everything that we do. The same foundations apply to software development. We need architecture. We need input and guidance and strategy from everybody. And then once you have your story written of what you need to accomplish, then you go and you write your test and you write your code to make your test pass. Right? So everything is connected to one another. Okay? All right. So let's wrap that question up, and then we're going to go to the last question of the year. The last question of the year. Can you believe that? This I have this as our 49th episode of 2020 of 2024. That means that I didn't. Let me end the question. Let me end the question, and we'll talk about this real quick. Right? Let's end the question.
Every step I took alone, built a kingdom all my own. No more shadows pulling strings. I am light, I am wings.
I walked away, no chains to bind. I left the past, I cleared my mind. The road was rough, the skies were gray, but I broke free, I found my way.
I walked away, I broke the chain, left behind their endless rain. Tried my best to make it fit, but their world wasn't it. Now I'm free, running strong, I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust. place where I belong. No anchors now, no shadows stay. I face the sun, a brighter day.
They wanted walls, I wanted skies. I couldn't live their tangled lies. Now I'm soaring, winds at play, dancing light in every way.
Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
I'm free, I'm running wild, like the laughter of a child. Free from their weight, I can breathe. This is my time to believe. I'm free, I'm running wild, like the laughter of a child. Free from their weight, I can breathe. This is my time to believe.